Historic flooding, high winds, and more heavy rain are expected as Helene makes its way to the mountains. This morning had a bit of a power blip right there.
It's been almost 9 months since Helene struck, leaving its indelible mark on Buncombe County and our people, our infrastructure, our businesses, and our landscapes. The local state of emergency, declared on September 25th, 2024, signaled the coming of a disaster, the magnitude of which is still not fully realized and may not be for years to come.
This is not a maybe. This is on track to happen.
Helene claimed our homes, destroying 372 houses and damaging another 12,000. Community care stations served as critical hubs where survivors took more than 48,000 showers and did 62,000 loads of laundry while also accessing Wi-Fi, bathrooms, medical services, counseling, and more. And during those freezing winter months, the community care station at the Owen Pool operated 24 hours a day to serve as a location for survivors to escape freezing temperatures, snow, and ice. Helene claimed our access, damaging more than 3,000 private roads and bridges. While the immediate impacts to critical interstates were among the first to be restored, progress on interior infrastructure arteries has been months long. Across the county, many temporary solutions, like one-lane bridges, are part of our community's new normal. Helene claimed our landscapes, triggering more than 2,000 landslides. The North Carolina Forest Service also reported that as much as 40% of the trees in Buncombe County, aside from Asheville, were damaged or destroyed. Most significantly, Helene claimed the lives of 43 of our friends, neighbors, and loved ones in Buncombe County. Though our hearts and spirits have been broken and tested, almost serendipitously, signs of recovery seem to align with the changing of the seasons. New growth emerged with spring, roads and bridges reopened, all public schools resumed normal water usage. 1,500 Helene-related building permit applications have been filed, and to date, more than 3 million cubic yards of debris have been collected from roadsides and rivers. Storm-related economic impacts have been exacerbated by larger national economic uncertainties, and unemployment in the county remains among the highest in the state. Through Mountain BizWorks' Asheville Buncombe Rebuilding Together grants, 137 small businesses received more than $1.5 million, and the Community Foundation of Western North Carolina has distributed $34 million. The American Red Cross gave out almost $3 million in financial assistance, and at the same time, the Small Business Administration distributed $153 million to homeowners, businesses, and nonprofits. FEMA distributed more than $1.8 million to survivors through individual assistance, and North Carolina distributed more than $2 million in disaster energy assistance and $156,000 in disaster rental assistance. And across Western North Carolina, Dogwood Health Trust has invested more than $70 million in relief efforts. At the Helene Resource Center, which opened at the beginning of April, survivors continue to get one-on-one support from FEMA, North Carolina Disaster Case Management, and county staff as they navigate recovery. 325 potential applicants have been identified for the Emergency Watershed Protection Program, which could stabilize more than 11 miles of stream banks. 900 residents have applied for help with private roads and bridges, and 329 survivors have applied for the Hazard Mitigation Grant Program, with 216 of those being for acquisition, 74 for structural elevation, and 24 for slope stabilization. With no existing blueprint for addressing the incredible volume of landslides, staff have been working with geologists, North Carolina Emergency Management, and FEMA to develop a pilot program to assess the threats that more than 145 unique slides pose to 246 residential properties. 55 of those slides impact 2 or more properties, making it all the more imperative to identify funding and resources, not just for Buncombe County, but to support all the counties in western North Carolina impacted by landslides. All county pools have reopened for the summer, and incredibly, 7 Buncombe County parks have also reopened. Damage at Swannanoa's Owen Park is estimated in the millions of dollars, but the first step of progress has started. The request for qualifications for design services for the park's redevelopment has now closed. A team will now review candidates and select a designer. The community will help guide the planning and design, and the project will also include plans for future resilience. At the same time, work on the Swannanoa Small Area Plan has started, as the steering committee forms of Swannanoa survivors, business owners, and supporters. Planning department staff are building the foundation of the land use plan ahead of a community-powered design charrette in Swannanoa this winter. Guiding overall long-term recovery planning, more than 2,600 Buncombe County community members provided input through the Envision Buncombe process. To ensure the voices of our survivors are centered as we move forward, this input will also guide the Swannanoa Small Area Plan, Parks Master Plan, and the strategic plan processes. On June 4th, Buncombe County stood down its Emergency Operations Center, officially moving from emergency response to recovery. County staff, along with federal, state, and local partners, are prioritizing economic revitalization, housing, infrastructure, debris management, health and social services, and natural and cultural resources to chart a robust and resilient future for Buncombe County. As the state of emergency comes to a close, we honor the community we were before we experienced the deadliest, costliest disaster to strike our area, and we honor the community that we've become. 2 things can be true. Our hearts can be both broken and hopeful at the same time, and our collective experiences are at the center of our path of recovery in Buncombe County.